Hello, I'm Mr. Michael Burke. I'm your instructor for English 102-612, which meets Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 a.m. till 9:15 a.m. We meet like a regular classroom as if we were on campus seeing each other face to face, only we do that online. We do it through a tool called Blackboard Collaborate that I'll show you here in a minute. What I thought I'd show you today is what our Blackboard site looks like, talk a tiny bit about the syllabus, and mention our textbook just to make sure everybody's straight on what they need to get started. So to get to the course, you go to current students, hum the Jeopardy song as you wait for it to come open. Once you get to this screen, go down to Blackboard, click on that. You'll see a login screen, which this is bypassed for some reason, because I think I've been in it all morning. You'll see your list of courses on the left. Mine looks different from yours only because I'm an instructor and I have a lot more sort of options that I get as somebody who builds Blackboard sites. Click on the course 102-612, and you should see when we get to this point, the first thing you should land on is the announcements page. And here we are. If you look at the announcements page, you'll see the two that I've sent out to you. One is about academic success and tutoring, and we're not going to need to talk about that one. This is one that I sent out in a couple of different forms that explains kind of what we're going to be about. Down here at the bottom, you'll see that there is a link to something called Blackboard Collaborate. We use a different link every day that we have class, and I'll send that out the night before. There's two ways to access it. One is to click on this link and then watch it open up. The other is to dial in, and you can use your phones for this. You'll need the number and you'll need the PIN here to get into that particular session. The drawback to dialing in with a phone is all you get is audio. If you do decide to use a phone to access it, you're better off opening this link in your web browser. So let's open it up just to see what happens. You'll get this screen if there's a link in there, and it should tell you what the status of the session is. In our particular case, since it's not open yet, this is what you'll get, that you'll be able to log into it starting at 7:45 on Tuesday the 25th. And then you'll see a little video screen and it'll give you some instructions. But that's how we're doing class. Rather than seeing each other face to face, that's how we're meeting. Since we're on this announcement, I wanted to mention Remind. Remind is a free texting app we can use to get in touch with each other without having to know each other's phone numbers. I've been using it for years. Probably some of you might have used it either in another course with me, or you've used it maybe when you were in high school if you were on a team or in a club or in another class. And this gives you the instructions. You take out your smartphone, you open your web browser, you type this into it, this RMD business, and click enter, and then it should automatically load Remind for you. The nice thing about this is I can send you a message that'll go to your phone immediately. You can also send me a message that will go to my phone immediately. You can send messages to other students in the class one at a time. And this can be very helpful if you've missed something or you want to connect with someone in class. And this is voluntary, but I'm hoping that everybody signs up. The courses that I've had where everybody's been in it have been a lot easier for both students and me to participate in. If you don't have a smartphone, then you just follow the instructions in the second block. You can also access Remind with these things on a desktop or a laptop. The nice thing about Remind is it gives us a record of what we've been up to. And if I agree to something, you have to submit a paper late or you got a question about a topic, and then I open it a week or so later and I say, I don't remember any of this. You can say, look at these notes and Remind. This tells us, it gives us a record of what we have. So it's more permanent than texting, and that can be very helpful. The second thing that I sent out to you with this long email was a copy of the syllabus. And if you can't find that or it's too much trouble to open, it's in Blackboard. and you can always have access to it through here. My screen again looks a little different from yours, but you'll see this document is here for this course, and then down below is our schedule, and it tells you on what days papers are due and kind of what chapters in the textbook to read. Okay, this is a course that moves pretty quickly. We start fast. You'll have a summary paper due the first at the end of the second week. That's your first paper, but it's relatively short, and we'll get through that together as a group. We'll all be summarizing the same document. Okay, so that's the syllabus. That's how to get into Blackboard. That's how to find Blackboard Collaborate. Again, with Blackboard Collaborate, I'll be recording the sessions and posting them to Blackboard so that if you have to miss class for some reason, you can watch the video. It'll still count as an absence, but at least you can make up the work. The last thing I wanted to talk about briefly was the textbook, and let me show you a picture of that. This is Writing Arguments, 7th edition, concise. It's out of print. Okay, there's a lot of used copies floating around, and so if you type in to Google the ISBN, International Standard Book Number, that I sent you for this, you should come up with a ton of different options from Amazon and Chegg and other online booksellers. And of course, you can buy it through the bookstore as well. But this is the one that you want. It's thin because it's concise. It's easy to use. I've used it for several years, and I think you'll find it much more manageable than almost any other textbook that we have. Just make sure that it's Writing Arguments, Rhetoric with Readings, Concise, 7th edition. It's got this kind of aqua green cover to it. I'm sorry, I can't make it any bigger. It's published by Pearson, and like I said, the last time it was published, I think it was in 2017. But this is the edition that you need to find. It's the best of the ones that they published, and there's, like I said, tons of used copies around. You can get them, like I said, from the bookstore, or you can buy it online. I believe there's an ebook version of this, but I can't guarantee that. If you do decide to use an ebook version, I think I saw it in Amazon, that's fine. But you cannot complete the course without the textbook. Okay, just saying. So, anyway, we'll see you on Tuesday at 8 a.m. You'll see you've got the link already from Blackboard Collaborate. I'll send it out again on Monday. Please log into Blackboard and look around, see what's in there already. I've got about half the course plugged in. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all.